Alright guys, welcome. Last video of this week, how to work on the fitness tracker first and last name exercise file, spreadsheet, workbook, however you want to call it. Alright guys, this one's a little bit more interesting, more challenging, but I didn't want to put it in all that detail, but I'll show you guys what I mean. So basically we have to write or input values wherever you have that maroon, that light orange color. So the name of the user, activity level. I don't know if you saw the previous video or not. Let's do a pull down menu where we could get the activity level based off of this values. How to do that? Well, we go to the data tab, we go to data validation, we select list, and because it's already written, I'm just going to select them from that section. You could move over the screen, and I'm trying to select the section 08 all the way to 012. Put OK. What happened? Well, it's interactive where the user could select stream, high, intermediate, light, and so on. You'll see how that's going to kick in some sections. Age, well, you could put whatever age. I'll put mine. Weight, yeah, around there. Put 165, my height. 5'9", so 5 times 1260, yeah, around 69 inches. Waist, I don't know. Neck, I guess so. All right, so you input your values if you want, guys. Another important section to add that we're gonna need in the formulas, let's put gender. In this case, let's put a pull down list menu of male or female. Cool. So let's go to the data validation. We're going to go to list. In this case, it's not written anywhere. So literally, I'm just going to put an M for male, comma, and an F for female. And that's it. What happens? It's a pull down menu, and I can select M for male, F for female. All right, I could make it move over to the right so it looks nice and neat. I could copy that scene formatting. This is the format painter brush. It's really simple. You click on it and it's copying the scene format and it looks nice and neat. All right, there we go. So here, BMI guys. So maybe you guys will be interested in understanding how to use this formula, this section. So the BMI, we have another worksheet on the side where you have explanation of formulas. The BMI is basically this. 703, a constant value, times the weight in pounds divided by the height of that person in inches. I'm just going to copy the formula so I could put it in here and so we're not going back and forth. So literally equal, I'm going to do my formula, 703, a constant value, just type it up, times my weight, not the waist, the weight, I have 165 according to me, divided by my height in inches, so it's already there, 69 inches, squared. So here I have to do the caret symbol, shift 6, and then I could put the, to raise to the second power. And that's my BMI, supposedly, to 24.4. Cool, simple. Let's make it interactive. What is that? A BMI, it's a little table that from 0 to 18.4999999 all the way to infinity, that person would be underweight. If they have a value of 18.5 all the way to 24.999999, they're normal. A value of 25 to 29.99999, they're overweight. And 30 and above, well, they'll be considered obese. Oops, I'm getting there. No. So here, let's make it interactive. So we understand what is that. So I'll call it, let's call it fitness level. I'll put a label right here, fitness level. To make that stand out, I could copy it, etc. I could even copy it even though it's blank, so it looks nice and neat. Here, I want to do a VLOOKUP. So formulas, lookup and references. So V for vertical table. Why V? Because this table is in a vertical format. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the answer we just did. In my case, it's cell C19 or the 24.4 value. Where? I'm looking for it in that little table from the 0 to the obese. Which column do I want? Column 1, which has the numbers, or column 2, which has the answers? Well, column 2 in this case. So literally, you put the number 2. And that's it. So now it's really interactive where it's saying that I'm 24.4, my BMI, and I'm in the normal status. But assuming I would be weighing 190 pounds, then I'm overweight. Um, this pandemic continues and I weigh 350 pounds. Now you see what happened. Start doing exercise. You see, so depending on the information I write and fill them up, it'll tell me where am I, what's my status at the moment. Cool? Really neat, right? All right. Resting BMR. Let's see what do they want to do there. So let's go to the explanation. Sorry. The resting BMR, it's a formula for men and it's another formula for women. Let's copy it so we don't have to be going back and forth. W stands for the weight, H stands for the height, and A stands for the age. So we pretty much have all those values when we input it up there. Remember I told you we had to add gender for male and female. This is where it's going to come in handy. I'm just pasting the formula so it's available and visible, and I'll make that back to normal right now. All right. So the resting BMR for the man would be something, but for the woman would be another else. How can we make it interactive where whatever the user puts, male or female, Excel will represent which formula to utilize? I wish I was in person with you guys, but here we're going to do an if function. That if will give you the option to determine if it's either a male or if it's either a female. So first it's asking for a logical test. What? My gender. So I want my gender to equal, in this case, male. When it's something in text, I put it in within quotation marks. So code M equals M. So my value I have in C15, I want it to equal my text male. I didn't write the word male because I didn't put it in that cell. But if I had, I want them to match. Could I have done it for female? Yes, you could have, guys. Nothing wrong. So if it's true, I'm going to have to do the formula for male above. And then the false, I'm going to have to do the formula for female. And that's it. That's your way around. And we make Excel distinguish if whether the user is a male or a female. What do we do? I don't have to put the equal. It's already part of the formula. Sorry, guys. Got in the habit. So start typing in 6.23. times algebra W, that means times the W, which was the weight, right? If I'm not mistaken, I hope. And then plus 12.7 times the H, I represent, I think, as a height, minus 6.7 times the A, which represented the age of that person, plus 66, a constant. That's it. Now I go to false. If it's false, that means it's a female. I would have to use the 4.338 times the whatever the user puts in the weight plus 4.698 times H, which should be the height of that user, minus 4.68 times the A for H, plus 655. Why the difference? I don't know. I'm just showing you how to use it. So that's pretty neat because look at the value. For my case, if with those numbers as a male, I'm coming up with a number of 1,720. But if it was a female, it comes out with 1,520. It's really neat, guys, how Excel could take and distinguish. Let's double check. Yeah, I was just making sure it was waist, height, and age, not waist or something else. All right, and finally, active BMR, last formula. The active BMR is the activity factor times the BMR. The BMR value, we just did it, the calories burned. So we need to multiply that value we have times the activity factor. Where is that activity factor? I don't know, let's look for it. Activity factor would be right there. So the BMR based off of what we just did. So remember we did a pull down menu based off of whatever the user wrote, if it's moderate, light, extreme. So based off of that, we want Excel to pick up the value and multiply that by that answer we just did. Cool. Can we do it? Yes, guys, you can, right? All right, let's do it. So in this case, it's really interesting because now we're going to have to have Excel search for that information, and that would be called another VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP, depends on the table. The table should be in a vertical view. So what am I looking for? Whatever the user puts there, extreme, moderate, etc. Where? In the table we have here on the side, extreme all the way to sedentary. And what am I looking for? Column A, the first column, the second one, so manually I'll put a 2. Here, because I believe it's in alphabetical order, E, H, L, M, S, but in case it wasn't, I could type here false, and we force it to match. Cool, just something extra. So that wasn't the answer, but just put OK so it picks it up. And then I could increase more decimals so you can see the value, 1.9, which is extreme. Extreme should be 1.9 on the table, and it is. Let's double check for high, which should be 1.725. So I'm going to change extreme to high, and the value should change. And it did. You see, it's double check your formulas to see if they're on track. All we have to do to complete it, we need to multiply it by the BMR we already had. That's it. We have our answer. Cool, guys. Get to that point. That's pretty much what I wanted you guys to see, but let's complete it if you're up for the challenge. What's the current date? We could do a cool formula called today. Literally, equal today, open and close parentheses, and today's July 14, 2020. When do we want to start the workout? Well, based off of input value, let's assume we're going to start in August. What is August? Let's pull up the calendar. August the 3rd, let's assume, of 2020. And we wanted to end whatever we put in that workout schedule. So I'm just going to link it to that date. There's nothing there. Don't get scared. So here we could start with that cell. We want to start with August 3rd. I can match it. But for the other days, we just want to work on a Monday to Friday schedule. We don't want to work on Saturday and Sundays and so on. Whatever weird option you're going to come up with. I'm pretty sure we could copy it and so on, and automatically you'll notice how it's going to pick up. Oh, because I didn't put a lock. Sorry, my bad. I could have said equal to F22. Or I could start typing the next one. August. You'll see what I'm getting now. I'll show you a different method right now. August 4th of 2020. Can't type today, guys. Sorry. Now I could select my dates and start copying them. Nope, I don't want to do that. I just want to select the one we wrote. So it's picking up the values, but it's taking Saturdays and Sundays and so on. Remember I made it equal to that. You see it's picking up, so it's working. So here, another way to fix it or correct it, I could probably select all of those dates, and I could go to the fill option, make it a series, and make it work in a weekday. And that's kind of neat because it's fortunate to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and so on, and skipping Saturday and Sundays. So that's kind of neat, guys. Another cool option I guess we could have done, let me delete all of those. Let's see if I could find a better formula. I think I could have done workday. Let's see, date and time. Workday formula, I think it might work. So we wanted to start whatever we input there is the number of non-weekend, non-holidays. I think with that. So the workday, what am I missing? But then it will pick up. I should have put a lock on G7. And it should be, well, because I put a lock, because of the serial, I could probably change it to a single day, one day after that. And this same formula is kind of neat because now it's picking up. Why is it doing it? Well, should have been, I gotta play with it, where it should be increasing one day from one day to the other. Should be returning the next day. I'll go and manipulate it or change it or see what's going on with it. Let me change it to that cell to start from there. Oh, there we go. Now that cell should be picking up the next cell and increasing a day after it. Same thing, similar, it's just jumping from one day to the other. So many ways of working with Excel and playing and manipulating it. Cool. Let's see what else do they want to do. Total minutes. So let's assume he did all of that. I could pretty much sure we could do an auto sum function right there. And we should be able to pull it down and basically it works. Take in mind, some days we rested, but oh well. Calories burned. How can we do that? Okay, metabolic equivalents are multiples of the resting metabolic rate due to the exercise, where 1 met equals 3.5 calories per kilogram of body weight. So we could do that formula to come up with how, depending how many mets, and would be 3.5 calories for each per kilogram of your body weight. So depending on the mets, we would have to use this depending on the workout routine. And well, we would have to get creative. What workout routine are we doing here? Assuming we're doing pure first one, pure workout routine one. Let's just focus. We're doing the second one. So calories burned should be that value. Oh, we're doing workout routine. Fine, I found it. So let's say that value times the 3.5, if I'm not mistaken. Remember the 3.5 calories per kilogram. So that means we should have burned 24.5. And so on. And then we could, for sure, we could pull down the formula and then we make it work. What happened? I'm pretty sure we didn't put a lock on the belly of the mets. So those locks, guys, come in handy, but in case you forget something, we'll throw it all off. And then finally, what else do we need to work on? And then subtotal and so on. So here, basically, I just wanted you guys for this exercise to work on function, how we could do a pull down menu, how to make Excel look for an if and a function. It was more for the BMI and all of that. That's more for the weight trainers. Wanted you guys to see how we could combine and use that formula. Cool, guys? All right, so I don't want to take that much time. So pick one out of the 10 exercises, whichever one you want to work on. See the videos to get more uses. Take care, guys. See you later. Goodbye.